Times, and the West Midlands SHA has agreed to continue with the project, with Balraj leading on it until March 2011, 12 months after most others may have finished.
The support of directors, for me as an individual, as a person who's leading the programme, has been absolutely paramount. It's been absolutely crucial to moving the whole agenda forward, to ensuring that I've had opportunities to develop my career and to learn new things. And without the support of my directors, without the support of my boss, there would have been a lot of things that that I may have been unable to do.
As a Sikh man, it's been really rewarding for me to establish such a good rapport with Balraj. I mean, I'm a practicing Catholic, and most people in this building would never ever know. Whereas Balraj very proudly and very openly shows his commitment to his religion to people, in particular through his dress, and that's something I particularly admire. In our relationship, the more that we've got to know each other, the more that we've shared, and he shared both his values with me and some of the experiences and commitments he's making that demonstrate his real commitment to those values.
Since October 2008, there have been some wide-ranging discussions with a range of BME leaders in different positions to identify existing barriers. The experiences shared and barriers identified suggest that much more work needs to be done to achieve a more balanced workforce. There are clear moral and ethical imperatives, as well as a very strong business case for achieving a more balanced workforce and ensuring that progression to the most senior levels is available to all those with the ability to aspire to it.
I think this is a really important question, because we are finding that we have very few very senior BME staff employed outside the medical professions at the moment, and we really do need to address that. But what we can't do is just take junior staff and put them into senior jobs, because that's not fair on them, and it wouldn't be fair on the rest of the organisation. So we have to make sure that we're growing the staff that we need across the whole West Midlands to enable people to be ready to step up into those big jobs when they're suitable for them.
The public sector is very proactive in developing initiatives to support and develop BME staff. Initiatives such as the BME Inclusion Network, the Breaking Through programme, Leadership and Development have all been initiated to support BME staff.
The network itself is very much driven by the people that it is there to support and to serve. It's for them to decide how they want to use it, and Caroline Wigley and her team at the SHA are putting the resources available, but we are hoping that people will take advantage and make every opportunity to use that network appropriately.
Balraj is one of 20 regional health professionals on the Aspiring Director Development Programme. Balraj is one of only 2 black and minority ethnics on this cohort. The Aspiring Director Programme is open to all Band 8C and 8D professionals and offers them the opportunity to learn and benefit from the experience of those already in leadership roles.
I position myself at a certain kind of level around certain people who would be able to support where I was and where I wanted to go. But also there's an importance for me around working with people who can empathise with where I've been and where I want to go. And in theory, the cohorts of aspiring directors are all people who have advanced through the NHS to a certain point, and for whom their next job may well be a director level post.
Mike was one of 20 people in the UK chosen for the National Breaking Through Top Talent Programme in 2009. The programme aims to identify, select and develop talented managers and clinicians from BME backgrounds and support them to achieve director-level positions in the health service.
I wouldn't like to think that senior managers within the NHS see this as a token gesture, and that's about me coming through on the Breaking Through. If you really want to know how to deliver appropriate healthcare directed at those that really need it, you need to have people within your organisation who know, live and understand how those communities work.
Even though she has a pressurised job as Director of Finance, Shahana still makes time to help and nurture those around her. Shahana regularly goes out to the community to represent her trust and act as a positive role model. Shahana's approachable manner has meant that she is mentor to many junior colleagues and is regularly approached by members of staff requesting her time and support.
I want to encourage staff that if you have the determination, you have the drive and you have the commitment, you can do well. And I'm living proof of that. The NHS has provided me with the opportunity to get to the top.
Shahana has built a career on sheer hard work and determination, having balanced her working life alongside her private life as a wife and mother. Shahana has 2 teenage boys. Her career has reduced her time with her family. Nevertheless, Shahana feels that the commitment to her job was necessary in order to ensure that she was able to achieve the success she now has.
I am happy with the way that my career has progressed. The NHS has provided me with a fantastic opportunity. I also have a very supportive family. I've got 2 sons and a very supportive husband, and they know and they encourage me to work hard because they know how important this is to me. As a BME woman, you have to work that much harder, you have to work that much better in order to succeed. And unfortunately, you also have the issue that because you're a BME woman and you have been successful, some people perceive this to be as positive discrimination, so you can't win. As senior leaders in the NHS, what we need to be ensuring is that we provide a level playing field for everybody, that you're promoted because of your abilities and not because of your background. It needs to be equal for all.
Mike describes himself as a change agent. He believes key factors to his success are combining a very positive work attitude with his understanding of the communities he serves. Where possible, Mike makes a conscious effort to be culturally and morally aware.
Having an understanding of how people tick, what are their drivers, what are their concerns, gives me an insight into how I can approach them to redress any concerns that they have. An example of that would be the other day in the hospital corridor, I saw a Muslim family looking a little lost and wandering through the hospital. And I went up to the gentleman, I said, "Salaam alaikum, can I help you?" And he was taken aback, and then he smiled because I made the effort to speak to him in his mother tongue. And just doing that little thing, learning to say hello in another mother tongue, breaks down so many barriers to make people feel at ease in using the NHS.
Pace Setters is a programme aimed at reducing health inequalities and carries the strapline, "Look beneath the surface, change the way you think." The programme encourages a PDSA way of working: plan, do, study and act. Balraj believes that this is a truly inspiring and motivating way to work, and if the same thinking was applied to all aspects of work and life, then rather than talk about change, change would actually happen.
The PDSA cycle, the Plan, Do, Study, Act cycle, is something that we've employed quite successfully, and one of the examples that I can give has been around the use of health action plans for people with learning disabilities in one of our pilot sites. We soon realised that some things didn't work as well as we thought they might, so we went back and we reviewed. So we planned, we did, we studied, and then we acted on what we'd studied and what we'd learned. And I think it's important for us to have that kind of approach to working with equality in organisations, because my belief is that quite often we get into a rut, we get into a bit of a situation where we keep trying to do the same things, and what we end up with are the same results. So if we don't do anything different, we'll never get anything different.
Whilst legislation and policies can go so far, what is really needed is a cultural shift in the way healthcare organisations operate. This can only be achieved in organisations that link equality and diversity to the core business. A better understanding of both communities and the individuals that make up those communities is required. The NHS continues to strive towards being an organisation that encourages an inclusive approach to work where individuals are judged and rewarded on ability rather than personal appearance.
I think it's really important for senior members of staff to take some time to listen to colleagues from different backgrounds, to find out what actually troubles them and to understand what it feels like to be somebody with a difference, whatever that difference is, who works in their organisation, and then to actually take some time to try and champion those people with differences to see if they can help them to move forward.
West Midlands